this is Shade Sand on PSN, otherwise known as SandSun4040 on here on YouTube's. This here with me is my friend Navyman 95677, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
That's what I thought. Okay. Alright, sweet. So anyways, besides my beautiful, sexy partner Quiet here dressed up as Sniper Wolf and me cosplaying as a Solid Snake, what have we been up to, Malachi?
What have we been up to? Whoa. I don't know about you, but there's this awesome thing, and I just figured it out, after, living for these grueling so many years. Sleep, I actually really like it. Something new, something I'm just trying out. I've been doing a lot of that lately.
That is a
what
nice
about
thing. I've been sleeping for a long time, just, ever since I've been basically out of the womb. But I don't know, I got some recently really good sleep, and that was mainly because I was having a sleepover with my lady friend, and that was a very fun weekend. That was a very fun Friday and Saturday for me. She has like she had all these animals, so we had to take care of those guys. But I mean, besides that, it was super fun, and we drank coffee and watched TV, and drank more coffee and watched more TV. That's essentially all we did. I shit you not. We probably watched like so much TV that it's not even like funny.
Nice. Well,
but
that's coffee, animals, and sleepovers. That's a good combo right there.
But anyways, I guess now to cut to the meat of the video that's gonna be basically going on for, I guess, a good hour or so, maybe hour 30 minutes, is besides me being beautiful and my buddy here being handsome as fuck, we have a discussion. We have a discussion topic.
Watch your language. You better watch your language. You better learn how to censor your videos. That's right. We're gonna tackle the YouTube censorship that's going on right now.
Yes. So, as my friend Malachi just basically described to every one of you, we're gonna be talking about censorship. Now, censorship has been a big thing in not just YouTube, but like the media in general, ever since the media has been established, I guess. Because, I mean, you see it in newspaper articles, magazine articles, you see it in, you see it in the Sacramento Bee, you see it just about everywhere that you look, especially on TV and stuff like that, like with cursing and certain depictions of explicit images like nudity, violence, blood and gore, stuff like that. That's why the ESRB rating system was a thing, and that was created because of like Mortal Kombat and all those super violent video games back in the 90s and stuff. But we're going to be talking specifically, like I said before, about YouTube censorship. Now, YouTube censorship, I mean, in terms of definition, is no different from any kind of censorship that you would see in any other form of media, except for when it's used in, I mean, not to say that this shouldn't be a thing, but obviously satirical, stuff that could be confused as a serious thing, which is actually used as like a joke rather than actually being serious, like satirical articles, satirical videos, videos where like they could be joking all the way through, and then someone somewhere in the YouTube comments is going to be like, you hurt my feelings because blah 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 blah. But not to say that I'm trying to poke at you guys, but there's a big difference, honestly.
I definitely believe that today's society, just in a whole, it's honestly, we are not as strong as a
Feels pussified.
Really, we're not strong, we're not thick-skinned anymore. Like, everything revolves around how you personally feel. And sorry to feed you the bad news, but wake up and smell the roses. Like, I don't. If I believe in something and you don't like it, as human beings, we should be able to agree to disagree and respect each other's viewpoints. But when you don't like what I have to say, you trying to censor what I'm saying by yelling over me or telling me I'm wrong, or depending on your viewpoint, whether I'm a racist or whatever, if I believe in certain things and you believe in others, like, that doesn't help the situation at all. You The censorship needs to go away. We need to be able to sit down and say, all right, this is how I feel. And someone should go, oh, well, I don't agree with that, but you know what? That's your opinion, and I respect that. Here's mine. Now let's come to an agreement or a midway point where we can both equally be happy with the middle ground that we find, and let's go fix whatever this is or the issue that's at hand.
Yeah, and
I
the thing is like, um, what were you saying before, Malachi? You were saying like, what was it? You were saying like some of PewDiePie's videos were getting flagged as
well,
inappropriate or some such.
I don't know if it was. I'm trying to remember if it was his or not, but what it is YouTube's going back and they're saying, like, I don't know how to. I barely passed high school, but in big fancy
Same.
words, dumbed down to American, because Americans are stupid. Just saying. Certain groups of people don't like what other people are putting out because it doesn't agree with their views and what they personally believe. So they don't want their advertisements, or they don't like a certain creator's content. So then that gets flagged as inappropriate. But I guess what the whole scandal, or whatever you want to call it, is that YouTube has been marking these videos for the past year. They just haven't been letting creators know about it. So now you have creators whose videos are being flagged and taken off the internet for whatever random reason, and creators don't even know about it. And now that this is coming up, YouTube's saying, oh, well, it's been in our rules for the last year, but, you know, we just haven't told you about it, or we haven't brought it to your attention that a video's been marked whatever. And so the creator will go back and look through all their videos and find that, you know, however many videos have been flagged as inappropriate because of vulgar or, you know, sexual humor or whatever. And it's like, YouTube was based off of, you know, what you want to post. Get yourself out there, do whatever, broadcast yourself. You
Yeah,
know,
like
I don't see why I should have to limit. I
You,
don't see why I have to limit myself and what I do in my daily life. If I want to put my daily life out on the internet, that's my choice. How I live my daily life, you can't tell me how to live my daily life, because that's not cool. Like, you know, we all need to be our individual selves, and we all need to go on our own separate ways
it's
and live
basically,
our own lives.
and
You know?
okay, I'm just gonna be a little bit of a nerd here and gush a little bit because I love this game so much. But Metal Gear Solid 2, the biggest thing about Metal Gear Solid 2 was the underlying theme of the fear of digital information. Now, the whole thing with digital information is that once something goes digital, it goes everywhere. Like, literally, you could put a video of you and some chick who you found just off the street, you know, going and grabbing a few drinks, and maybe like a girlfriend of yours later down the road is just like, hey, yeah, what the hell? You know, like, why is this up on the internet, and why are you hanging out with some other chick that, like, looks like a total hooker and stuff? And it's like, that video was from, like, forever ago. It's like, you know, if you want to put yourself out there, sure, go ahead, but there's, I
Be
mean,
ready to face the repercussions of that video, because once it's out there, it never goes back.
yeah, like,
It's
and the thing is like, obviously there's got to be some sort of censorship with certain things, like of course, like with digital information being rather explicit, like with blood, violence, nudity, gore, stuff like that. Like, I totally get it, but at the same time, when there's, I mean, to to kind of use PewDiePie as an example, or use really any YouTuber that's, you know, remotely like PewDiePie in some sense. Uh, just just picture for a second a dude who lives in whatever the hell country,
That
and
lives in the
he's and
United
he's just
States.
and he's just like, I mean, if you're a viewer from like Sweden and you're watching a whole bunch of American YouTubers that are related or in some way are like PewDiePie, then obviously you know that their content is going to be similar, if not the exact same, like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, even though he's Irish. And you know, it like there's no there's almost, I mean, you can name 1,000 different things different about each and every one of them, but when it comes down to it, it boils down to a guy sitting in front of a camera playing a game for your enjoyment.
Hmm.
Like, in some ways it's all similar, and in some ways it's all going to look the same or feel the same. But in no way possible is the channel going to feel the same because of the other content that they have. Like, you might find a couple of their videos be similar, and you might find a couple of their videos at the exact same, but every other video they release is nothing like it.
Well, I mean,
Because
take Markiplier.
every
Like
experience,
you.
while it may visually look different, physically is different.
Well, take Markiplier for example. You brought him up. Like if you watch like his Five Nights at Freddy videos, like those are my favorite like series that he's ever put out. And
And it's simply
honestly,
because of
it's
the
him.
vulgarity. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing though. But I mean, yes, to an extent, you know, I can understand just how much he cusses, but at the same time, that's him. That's his natural reaction to something that scares him or something that is crazy. You know, that if you're trying to limit that, that's just because of how he speaks or what he wants to say, that's really messed up because in that case, if that YouTuber is from the United States, in a way, isn't that overstepping the First Amendment of freedom of speech? If he wants to put that out, now I understand that you have the online rules and stuff like that that YouTube has put out there. But at the same time, you can't help but question, does that limit my First Amendment right to freedom of speech? You're trying to limit what I want to say, stuff like that. Because another thing that's coming up on flagged on these videos is political beliefs. Like it was talking about like political and war and stuff like that. Like if I want to bring the facts to war about say Iraq, okay, the Iraqi war. If I want to bring up that in Desert Freedom or whatever it was, if I wanted to bring up something like that and I start telling facts that people don't like, I can get banned from YouTube or my videos can be flagged as inappropriate and then taken off by YouTube just because I'm stating facts that people don't want to hear. Like, we need to be a nation where we can just grow a thick skin and take the facts and take the hits and understand that we got to get back up, brush ourselves off, even if, you know, someone is trying to limit that. Like, we need to stop being so soft and so, you know, caring and worried about other people's feelings and how they look at us, because the world isn't all sunshines and roses and freaking rainbows everywhere where everyone gets along happily. Everything is messed up. We need to be able to work together, and yes, people's feelings do matter, but at the same time, if you are compromising someone's feelings over truth or over facts, that's kind of messed up. And you need to set aside your feelings and look at the facts and fix the problem that is in front of you instead of worrying about my feelings and how I feel about a certain issue. When we can get to that point in our lives, then we can start worrying about other people's feelings and how they feel about certain situations. That's what we need to do right now as a nation, especially here in America.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I totally agree. Like, and you know, like I was saying before, just again, gushing and being a nerd. Digital information is a very different thing from actual physical facts. Because, like, you know, digital information is the facts as it was recorded, like literally recorded. It could be audio, video, um, it could be physical evidence like thumbprints, physical evidence like, you know, like anything like that is something that cannot be tampered with. And
Well, I mean,
with physical
there's so many.
information, like, you know, papers and documents, like that can all be messed around with and stuff. So you could say anything you wanted, but at the same time you could tamper with it all you wanted as well. And digital information, you rarely ever see that be messed with. Like, a lot of it is maybe edited for, you know, video length reasons, or maybe just edited to make the other person look good, but the actual physical raw video of something that, like, could be anything from a tape of a murder, you know, like, it could be tampered with all people wanted to do. But
Especially in today's society with all these technological advancements with like editing software and just like you were saying, you know, this electronic world that we live in now, and how everything is just out there for people to see. Like, it can be really, really crazy and stuff like that. I mean, you know, talking about evidence and stuff like that, tampering with it. I mean, go back to Watergate and stuff like that. You know, 12 minutes of missing, you know, tape. I think it was the Watergate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 12 minutes of missing tape resulted in a president leaving office. You know,
yeah,
but now going to today, you know, we have people deleting emails and getting away with it, and with all private, you know, unsecure information that needs to be secret information, that's gone now. Like, and that was out there for people to easily hack into, especially in today's society with all of these technological advancements. It's out there and people can get it, and people have gotten it, and now, you know, it's just starting to unfold, and that evidence is there no matter how well you try to cover it up or whatnot. And as much as you like to sweep it under the carpet, eventually the carpet's going to be picked up, and it's all going to be, you know, just laying there. And it's crazy how, you know, it's just out there for everyone to see. We need to, you know, there's nothing you can do about it nowadays.
yeah. But it's annoying too that, like, something as simple as a curse word would be like what people fall back on as, like, oh, he's inappropriate, or, you know, like he's like a bad influence for certain viewers. It's like, okay, look, I've heard of children who literally not only curse in front of their parents, but the parents are actively okay with it. Like, and I mean children in the best sense of the word, being like 7, 8, maybe even fucking 5, if the parents are that stupid.
Well, I mean, look at the videos that you find on YouTube of parents trying to get their kids to say fire truck. I mean, really? You're putting that out there? You know, you as an adult and as a grown-up are videotaping your 3-year-old trying to say fire truck, and it's not coming out that way, and you find it hilarious. Now
I find
that
okay.
goes out there,
Honestly, some of it can be a little bit cute. I get that.
Yeah, no, some of it can be cute, but at the same time, to think about it, you have parents teaching your kids that
That's
it's
funny.
okay. They find it funny,
Yeah.
and then they get that in their head. Oh, this is funny. This is how
Therefore,
I should talk.
I can do this. I can say this particular word.
Then you grow up saying that for the rest of your life. I mean, assuming it just becomes of your everyday vocabulary. And then what, you know? Now we have, you know, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds cussing out their teachers because they don't like something. And it's not because, you know, they necessarily mean it. It's just what's kind of just sitting there, and they just use it as an everyday, like, it's just an everyday vocabulary word for them.
And see, that's
which I find very.
that's the other thing too
I find that.
that always bothered me was I had a lot of I guess family friends, you could say, because they weren't really technically family like by blood or anything, but I'd known them ever since they were babies and ever since they were born mostly. But like the way that they grew up, like their parents didn't really care like about just vocabulary, I guess, which I mean, not to say that my parents didn't care either, but I mean, I got away with, saying certain things, especially at certain ages, because, like, you don't really understand it, and then, like, after a while, you kind of start to understand, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, because that's not a thing that my parents want me to say, and you start to associate it like that. But, I mean, like I said, the way that they grew up was their parents just didn't care, and, like, they just never found the time to teach their children that this isn't okay and this is okay. But going back to the whole like YouTube censorship, it's like the thing is, you got to remember this is coming from the guys that basically used an electronic system to downsize I mean, YouTube has become basically an electronic system that either downsizes what channels don't work and downsizes what channels that do work too well. It's like it doesn't make sense because YouTube isn't just a platform YouTube isn't just a platform for people to, share their creativity and artistic vision. It's now some sort of like it's like a twisted version of that where money is a thing that can be gained from making good videos, but only if it gets a certain amount of views and only if it meets a certain quota by the end of the month or end of the week or whatever. Which, I mean, yes, it's like everything can become a business if it goes on long enough. And I totally understand that YouTube as a business is a very viable way to make money and very viable way to live your life. But it's just so different now that it's not even the same as you would have thought.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, going back to what you said, about downsizing certain channels and stuff like that. If you look back, PewDiePie made a video of this, and it's actually him looking at his subscriber count, and he slowly started losing subscribers. What it is YouTube was looking at creators' pages and looking at the inactive users or subscribers that haven't viewed any of your content in a certain amount of months.
Yeah, and even then, but even then, like, they looked at some active users, and I guess somehow some active users were taken off of the subscriber count.
But what I'm saying is, just because I don't watch a certain YouTube channel for a certain amount of time, doesn't mean that I don't like that YouTube channel. Like, there was at one point in my, life, I didn't want to watch YouTube or PewDiePie or Markiplier. I just wanted to, enjoy time away from YouTube, and which I did. But when I came back, I was like, hey, PewDiePie's just put out some new stuff, and I wanted to watch that. Now, PewDiePie has definitely changed over the years and stuff like that, from when I first started watching him to where he is now. But that doesn't mean that I still don't appreciate his content, and from time to time, like, it's not something I'm going to watch 24/7. It's something that you, I guess in a way you have to be in the mood to watch. It's not like, oh, it's just there, so I'm just gonna watch it. No, you have to be like, oh, that's genuinely interesting. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, that's when I left. I mean, I don't remember what PewDiePie was making at the time, but it just wasn't interesting to me. And then when I came back and I started watching YouTube again, he started making videos that genuinely interest me, and I was like, I want to watch him play that. I want to see how he reacts to that.
You know what still pisses me off to this day?
What's up?
It's just a minor complaint, but PewDiePie, love the guy, loved his old like Let's Plays that he did, but for the love of God, when he started playing the first Kingdom Hearts and he stopped after he like started getting into Alice in Wonderland's world, the whatever the heck it was called, Wonderland, I believe. Um,
Oh, I know
when he
which one
got
you're
when he
talking about.
got
I
into
actually,
that world, he stopped, and I was just like, he's literally 5 episodes in, and like maybe a few thousand people told him he should stop playing that, and that's like the one thing that set him off. Like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. It's like, why? You were having fun.
yeah. I mean, I guess it also just depends on the creator too. Like, okay, take you for example.
Hey,
You
real quick.
like,
Sorry, I gotta cut you off for a second. So I actually have to reset the connection. So I'm gonna make a part two for this little streamy thing.
alrighty, so,
All right. Yeah.
alright, well,
So
I
I'll go
guess we're
ahead
just
and
gonna cut it real quick for a
yeah, we're
second,
gonna
and then,
we're gonna cut it real quick, and then I'll have a part two up for you guys. So don't worry. All right. So we'll be back shortly.